So it seems. And I am fed up tonight. I was working on one of my sewing machines which is a Husqvarna Sapphire. It is a high dollar machine and it seems to be working correctly with everything except there is too much pressure on my presser foot, and that's it right there. It's under there. It's driving me crazy. So I'm going to put it up because what I'm trying to do is weed through my sewing machines and decide which ones I love and which ones I don't, because I have like way too many sewing machines. So anyway, I'm going to put that Husqvarna up for the today. But if anybody knows anything about Husqvarna Sapphire or Baby Lock, I have one of each of those, and they are supposed to be excellent machines. And both of them, the feed dogs go up and down, but they do not move the fabric, and I cannot figure it out. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that right now. Okay, tonight I want to talk to you about my brother, and this one is the SQ9050. This is a computerized sewing machine, okay? SQ9050. Let me tell you a little bit about this machine. Let's see. This machine has a drop-in bobbin, and I am a big fan of the drop-in bobbins. A huge fan of drop-in bobbin. Another feature about this machine, which I dearly love, is if you see a computerized machine and it has these three buttons, one with an arrow, one with the back, and the needle up, down. Well, this button, you can sew by pushing this button, and it just depresses and it will sew, and you do not have to use the foot pedal. And I think that is just awesome. That is one feature of a lot of computerized machines that I love. This one has the spool pin that stands up straight. It has the bobbin winder, okay? This is the stitch guide. It tells you all the different stitches that it will do. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this machine? Right up here, you see how it says J? That is telling me that for the stitch I have selected, I need to use the J foot. This, if you want to change your stitches, for instance, number 1 is a straight stitch, 0, 0 is a straight stitch, and then number 1 is a straight stitch, okay? So if I move it to number 1, all I did was hit the plus button and it moved it to number 1, okay? If I want to move it back to 0, 0, well, that was wrong. Let me try that again. I hit the minus button, okay? The only difference between 0, 0 and 0, 1, they are both straight stitches, but if you hit 0, 1, it moves your needle. If you look on the stitch guide, it will show you that the needle is in the middle of 0, 1, okay? Then we have a zigzag, which is number 5. So I would just add 3. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so number 5, it automatically puts my stitch where it needs to be. This is the length and this is the width, okay? And this says number 5 is the zigzag, and it's showing me that we need to use the J foot. Again, you want to change your stitches. We've got 2 columns, okay? The first one and the second one. If I want to go back to 0, 0, I'm just going to start subtracting from the second column. It will subtract by 1. See, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0. And that puts it back on my straight, okay? Now, right here, this is stitch number 10. If I want to go to stitch 10, I'm going to go to the tens place. The first one, the first 0 is the tens. The second 0 is the ones, okay? So if I want to do stitch number 10, I'm just going to hit the plus. It takes me to number 10. And it tells me that I need my R foot, okay? So this first column is going to add or subtract by 10. The second column will add or subtract by 1. And that's how we can very easily get to the stitch that we want. This is the SQ9050. The Q stands for quilting. Okay, you're able to quilt on this. Now, what I like to do is I get these little containers and I put my feet, I label them, and I put all of my feet in here because I do not like to lose my sewing feet. I like to keep them together because if I ever sell my machine, I want to be able to give the person who buys it all the feet. And this is a walking foot. This is the quilting foot. This is an eyelet. I think it's an eyelet thing. This is the little tiny seam ripper. And then on the other end, look at that little tiny seam ripper. It actually does a pretty good job. Oh, I thought it had a brush on the other end. A lot of them do, but this one didn't have the brush. This is my extra spool pin. This is the twin needle, which honestly I've never used. This is the button foot. This is the little brush for cleaning your machine. This is also got something to do with the button foot. I think this is the one that you use with this foot. So let's see, I've got about 6 different feet plus the walking foot and the quilting foot. Okay, so this is a Brother SQ9050 here on the side. It's got the manual flywheel if you need to turn your needle up or down. You only want to turn it towards you. This says ABC up here. So this, I believe, is one that you can quilt the letters. But to be very honest with you, I have not done that yet. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick, and I'm going to wrap this up. SQ9050. If you have any questions about a sewing machine that looks like this, I know I'm pretty good on these type of machines. So this is a Brother SQ9050. I bought it secondhand. I buy 90% of my sewing machines secondhand. I can tell you up here, this is the tension, okay? And your tension, it will have a dark line between, some of them are different, but this one is between the 3 and the 5. And what that tells you is that the average tension for this machine is going to be between the 3 and the 5, okay? Brother computerized sewing machines like this are super easy to thread and super easy to do the bobbins. Okay, so up on the top of my machine, and it looks like it needs a bath, but anyway, this shows you that this is number 1. I've got my machine here in my spool pin, and then I brought it over here, and it shows you how to just wrap it around. It makes a little crisscross loop. It shows you just how to do it. Then you come over here, you wind the thread around the bobbin a few times, you push this to the side, and all I'm going to have to do is push this button and it's going to start winding my bobbin. There's only like 3 steps, okay? It's super easy. Then you take the bobbin off and you just pop this like this. It is a drop-in bobbin, and it shows you to put it around here and loop it right through, and it will be done. I mean, boom. Bobbin wound, and then bobbin loaded. Super, super easy. Most of the Brother sewing machines, you're going to see that they're a lot alike. Now this one also, it has 3 speeds. You can go slow, medium, or fast. Right now I'm winding my bobbin on the slow, I'm sorry. I can turn it up to the medium, I can turn it up to the high. And it's just winding that bobbin just as fast as it can be. And then I'm gonna turn it right back. I'm gonna push my button and my bobbin is wound. Okay, easy peasy. I almost got my bobbin too fat. Okay. All right, so y'all, this is the SQ9050, and I just wound my bobbin. Let me see if I can turn this around, and I'm going to go ahead and drop. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to see if I can turn this around. I'm going to go ahead and drop my bobbin in and show you how easy that is. I tell y'all, I am so frustrated. I was going to be sewing tonight, and instead of getting to sew tonight, I was messing with that aggravating Husqvarna, and now I'm not getting, this one is not. Let me try something else. I want to get it where you can see it good. I tell you what, looks like I'm not going to be able to do this tonight. Why is this so hard? Let me try it this way. Okay, that's my back. Okay. Well, let me try this. Y'all, I'm frustrated. I really wanted to do some sewing tonight, and I could not, and it is so frustrating because I really wanted to work on that. I really wanted to work on that sapphire. Ooh, I really did get this bobbin too full. Okay, y'all, so here's what I'm doing. I cut the thread of my bobbin, okay, took it down. It's a drop-in bobbin. You want it to go counterclockwise. So I'm putting my bobbin in here, and then, let me make sure, okay. So then this thread, I'm pushing the thread down, and there's a channel, okay? If you can see, there's a channel. It just almost looks like a loop, and I'm just following that channel. Let me show you right here. I followed, dropped in the bobbin, followed the channel, and I'm going to follow, pushing it in here, just like that. And then I just snipped it right off. There's a little cutter, and that cut it off, and my bobbin is perfectly loaded into my sewing machine. Okay. Now, all right. And I'm just going to put the lid back on, and there you go. This is the Brother SQ9050. Comment below if you want to see how to thread it, or if you have any questions about this machine. Everyone have a great evening, and hopefully I'll get to do a little sewing.